Might as well put this on and get cozy because we got to get into some things. Okay. Hey y'all, it's B China and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Y'all, I am in Robin's room right now. I was washing some of her clothes and putting it up, and I was like, let me just sit here and finally give you guys, or finally record this labor and delivery story, exactly what went on. I've been busy this past week with Robin and everything like that. Rob actually went back to work, so I have been taking over the night shift and he's been doing the day shift. So your girl has been a little tired. But like I said in my last vlog, if you guys see my labor and delivery vlog, then you know that I didn't really get into everything that happened on the day that I gave birth. So I told you guys that I was going to do a sit down video. So here we are. I'm in my comfortable chair that my cousin Javasia got me. Well, my cousin and my aunt and her boyfriend, they all put in to get me this comfortable chair, y'all. And when I tell y'all I love this chair, she got me some pillows, which is over there. The pillows are super soft. This blanket is super soft. And this freaking chair, it heats up and it massages you. So I said, yeah, let me sit in this little comfortable chair. Let me get the vibes right. And let me just tell y'all exactly what happened. So, ready or not, let's get into it. So I'm going to start with April 12th. So that was the day before my delivery. My birthday, if y'all don't know, I gave birth on my birthday. So me and Robin have the same birthday. So I just want to start from the beginning. If you've seen the last like 2 vlogs, and you kind of know what happened, but I'm just gonna go through everything from the beginning. So April 12th, you guys, the day before I gave birth, I had a doctor's appointment that morning. So April 12th, I had a doctor's appointment, you guys, and I knew my birthday was the next day. So when I went to my appointment, I made sure to ask my doctor to check my cervix because I wanted to see if I was close to giving birth or not, right? So I go to my doctor's appointment and I have my doctor check my cervix, and my cervix was completely closed. So I was like, okay, cool. So my original C-section date, I had a planned C-section date that was already scheduled for April 19th. Okay, so this is April 12th, that Friday. So I had a week. The following Friday was April 19th. So like I said, go to my doctor's appointment. She checked my cervix. She said my cervix was completely closed. So I'm like, okay, my cervix is closed, so she's not coming anytime soon. I'm probably just gonna make it to my scheduled C-section date, which is April 19th. So I'm like, okay, cool. So all day Friday, y'all, I'm hyped. I'm like, okay, she's not coming no time soon. I could get some stuff done, da da da. So I go and I get my toes done. Thankfully, at least my toes was done when I gave birth. But I went to get my toes done, and honestly, I was supposed to get my toes done on my birthday, but I had wound up just doing it Friday after my doctor's appointment because I had some extra time and I wasn't really doing anything. So boom, get my toes done Friday after my doctor's appointment. Come home, I had some island twisting that I put in myself, and I took my hair out because I had a hair appointment the next day. Okay, I had a hair appointment on my birthday. I scheduled my hair appointment on my birthday because I knew I wasn't going to be able to really do anything, being that I was so close to my due date. So I was like, I'm just going to do a self-care day. I was supposed to get my feet done, my hair done, my lashes and everything like that. So I get home, I take my hair out, wash my hair, blow dried it, and then I put my hair in 2 little Sealy braids going to the back, put my bonnet on, went to sleep. The next morning, this is when everything happened. The very next morning, it's my birthday, right? I wake up to a phone call from my mom wishing me happy birthday. And as I'm getting out the bed, I noticed that my shorts are wet. So I'm like, I know my water didn't break because I just went to the doctor yesterday and they said my cervix was closed. So what is this water that's in my shorts? What's this liquid that's in my shorts? So I get out the bed, I check the bed. The bed is completely dry. So I'm like, okay, maybe, like at this point, I don't know what it is. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know if I thought maybe I just, because when you're pregnant, you guys, like if you laugh, if you cough too hard or anything like that, you can pee on yourself just a little bit. So I'm thinking maybe it was a little pee, but the way it felt, I'm like, no, this is not just a little pee that came out. Like my shorts is really wet. So I go to the bathroom, I check my shorts, like the whole, like the lips of the shorts was wet and like the back of my shorts was wet. So when I say wet, like drenched. So I was like, I'm on the phone with my mom and I'm like, I think my water broke. And she's like, what do you mean you think your water broke? How do you not know? So I'm like, I really don't know. The bed is dry, but my shorts is wet and I wasn't leaking at the time or anything like that. So she was telling me like, you know, explain to me exactly, you know, how you feel, how your shorts look and everything like that. So I'm trying to explain to her exactly what happened. Like I woke up, you know, I didn't feel no sense of anything bursting because I watch a lot of YouTube videos and I hear stories about when your water breaks, it's just like a popping sensation. You just feel everything rush down. That didn't happen to me. I literally woke up and my shorts was wet and I was confused. So I'm telling her like I didn't feel no bursting or anything while I was asleep. The bed is completely dry. Like I am not understanding what's going on. Like the way that my water broke and the way that the stories that I heard, it wasn't adding up. So we're on the phone trying to figure out if my water broke or not. And then while I'm on the phone with her, I start leaking. So I'm like, yeah, my water definitely broke because at this point, like the water was leaking down my leg. I had to stand in the shower. Where was Rob? Okay, let's get into where my boyfriend was. Y'all, I'm not really a good storyteller. This is why I should have did this video the day I got back from the hospital so everything could be fresh. But it is what it is. We're gonna back up a little bit. When I woke up, Rob wasn't here. He went to the store. So when I woke up, he wasn't here. So when my water broke and everything, I'm on the phone with my mom trying to figure out what's going on, I ended up calling him and telling him what happened and he came right home. So phone with my mom, call Rob. Rob is on the way back here. So I'm standing in the shower. I was literally standing in the shower when Rob came in because that's how much I was leaking. So I'm on the phone and at this time, I started recording my vlog, my labor and delivery vlog. So my homegirl Lana calls me and she's like, happy birthday, That's the start of my vlog. And I'm like, bitch, my water broke. And she's like, you're lying. And I'm like, no. Even Rob had to back me up and was like, no, she's serious. Her water broke. We're about to go to the hospital, So at this time, people are calling me to wish me happy birthday, you guys. But my water broke, so I'm trying to get myself together to go to the hospital. I had just woken up, y'all, had not even washed my face, brushed my teeth, did anything like that. So I had to wash my face, brush my teeth, and I looked crazy. I was so mad that I was just looking crazy because I was like, this is not how this is supposed to go. I'm supposed to be cute, you know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to be prepared because I have a prepared C-section. And I was just hoping that everything was just gonna go according to the plan. But baby, Rob had plans of her own and it's cool. So I wanted to at least be somewhat cute, do my lashes, whatever. Rob was not having it. He was like, no, your water broke, we need to go. And I also ended up calling the nurse's line. When I was at my doctor's appointment Friday, they gave me a packet and was pretty much like, you know, if you have any questions, if you think your water broke or anything like that, call this number and let them know that you're coming to the hospital to get admitted. So that's what I did. I called the nurse. I let them know, hey, I think my water broke. Again, they were like, well, how do you not know if your water broke? And I was just like, this is my first time. Like, I don't know. I think it broke, whatever. So she's like, well, I can't really say if your water broke over the phone. You know, you're just gonna have to make that judgment on your own. If you think it broke, go ahead and come into the hospital. So I'm like, okay, cool. My bags were already packed. If you've been watching my videos for a minute, you know that I've been on top of my stuff. Bags was packed, bags was at the door. The car seat was already in the car. The only thing we had to put in the car was the stroller and my bags. And Rob didn't pack a bag because we live right up the street from the hospital. So he was just coming home to change and shower and everything like that. So he just probably grabbed like his charger, like little stuff that he needed. So Boom, we're in the car within 15 minutes, right? So we're rushing. People still calling me to tell me happy birthday. And I'm just like, I'm about to go into labor. Like, Robin might be coming on my birthday. And it was like, I felt like, yay, she's coming today. But I also was like, dang, I had stuff to do and it's my birthday. So I was really like back and forth with the emotions. I didn't know what to think, how to act, nothing like that. And I also had in the back of my mind, like, maybe my water didn't break. Maybe this liquid is just some strange liquid that I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna get to the hospital. They're gonna check my cervix, see that it's closed because it was closed yesterday at my doctor's appointment. And they're gonna be like, no, you're not in active labor. You can go home. That's literally what I was thinking. I think I said that in the vlog too. I was like, you know, so if I'm not in active labor, then, no, I asked the nurse when I called her. I said, so if I'm not in active labor, are you guys gonna send me home? And she said, yeah. So that's what I was hoping, that I wasn't in active labor. I wasn't in active labor. I could go home. I could get my hair done, do whatever else I needed to do for my birthday, and then worry about giving birth later. Again, Robin had plans of her own. Cool. So I get to the hospital and I check in and everything like that. They put me in the nurse triage room just to see if my water broke, and they monitored Robin and everything like that. So the first nurse that came in, she put me on a monitor, checked Robin. She said everything sounded like it was good. And then I had to do a pee test. I had a pee in a cup. And then the doctor came in and they did some sort of test. I don't know if they dipped a stick in the pee, and then if the stick turned blue, that means your water broke. If it didn't turn blue, that means your water didn't break. It was something that they did along the lines of that. So they pretty much did the test. She came back and said that yes, my water broke. So then she went to check my cervix to see if how far along I was dilated, and I was only 1 centimeter dilated. So at this point, she's like, yeah, you're having this baby today. And I melted. I said, me and Rob both was like, huh, today? Like, we knew it was a chance of her coming that day. But like hearing the doctor and the nurse say it and them getting me prepared to go to the labor and delivery room, we was like, oh, shit. Like, it's really about to happen. So the nurse go on to ask me some questions. She's like, well, did you eat today or did you eat this morning? Y'all, I had 5 pretzels. Okay, and I'm gonna back up a little bit again. Before we left the house, I was like, dang, I'm hungry. I had a Wawa sandwich in the refrigerator that I wanted to grab, but I think I forgot to grab it. I don't know what happened, but ended up forgetting the Wawa sandwich in the car. So while we was in the car, Rob had some pretzels. So I literally ate like 5 pretzels, right? So when the nurse asked me, you know, did you eat anything this morning? I'm like, no, not really, just some pretzels. So she's like, well, being that you ate, you know, it doesn't matter how little it was. We can't do your C-section until, at this time, it was like 10 o'clock. It was about 9, 10 o'clock. I don't know. But she was like, being that you ate, you know, we have to wait until that food digests, and it's a certain amount of hours that we have to wait before we can do your C-section. So they planned my C-section for 3 o'clock. So I'm like, what the heck I'm gonna do for 5, 6, 7 hours? So they literally take me to the prep room where you go before you go into your C-section, and I had to stay there until it was 3 o'clock. So first they said, okay, yeah, we want your C-section to be at 3 o'clock. Then another doctor came in and said, no, we're gonna do 5 o'clock. And I'm just like, which one is it? Because I already was hungry. It got to like 12, 1 o'clock, and your girl was starving. And I was just like, if I knew these 5 little pretzels was gonna stop me from, you know, giving birth earlier, I would have had a whole meal. Because they say it didn't matter how much you ate, we still had to wait the certain amount of hours. So I'm like, I would have had me a whole meal. I would have had a Wawa sandwich. I probably would have went somewhere else, got some food. You know what I'm saying? Just to be prepared. So I was literally starving in the hospital. So they didn't know if they wanted to do the surgery, my C-section at 3 or at 5. So after a whole bunch of back and forth, they finally came in and said, okay, we're going to do 3 o'clock. So I was like, okay, cool. So I'm sitting in the prep area, you know, mentally preparing myself for what's about to happen. Because again, I was mentally prepared for April 19th, not April 13th on my birthday. Wasn't prepared for that. So I'm sitting there, y'all. When I tell y'all I was chilling, I'm on FaceTime with my family. I'm laughing. I'm geek, yo. This is gonna be a good time. I'm chilling, right? 2:30 comes around. I start freaking the F out. And at this time, y'all, I wasn't having any contractions or anything like that. Like, I really just was normal. I just had some leaking. But other than that, I didn't have any contractions or anything like that. It really was a smooth process until I get to the part that wasn't so smooth. So 2:30 comes around, y'all. I'm freaking the F out. I'm like, because it's really hit me like, you're really about to have a whole C-section. They're really about to cut your stomach open. So I get up, I'm pacing back and forth in the room. Like, when I tell y'all I was freaking out, Rob had to calm me down. He's like, it's okay. And I'm like, no, it's not. Like, it's not okay. It's not okay. I'm getting scared. I'm getting anxious. I'm walking back and forth. I'm twiddling my thumbs. I'm in the bed. I'm hopping out the bed. I'm just all over the place. So the nurses finally come and they're prepping me, you know, they're telling me what to expect and everything like that. And then the anesthesia comes in. The anesthesia is coming to me, talking to me, explaining to me exactly what's going to happen. I ended up doing a spine tap. So he's explaining everything of how the spine tap works and how I have to round my back. And I've never heard of you rounding your back. I know how to arch my back. But when he said round your back, I was like, what the heck is a rounded back? So we finally get to, they roll me into the C-section room, right? And I just remember it being cold as I don't know what. Like, I started shivering. I'm like, it's cold as hell in here. So it's a whole bunch of nurses. One lady was over there counting the material. She's like, one, I don't know medical terms, but like one screwdriver, one that I don't know, but she's counting the little nurse materials thing. So they had me sit on the table. He told me to sit on the edge of the table and to have my feet dangling. So before we start, it's like some music playing. They had like a little boom box in there. I haven't seen a boombox since 1988, but they had a boombox in there playing music, and it connected to Bluetooth. I'm like, a boombox that connects to Bluetooth? Like, it was really weird. I've never seen that ever in my life. It wasn't a Bluetooth speaker. It literally was a boombox, and somebody's phone was connected to it. And they passed me, it was the anesthesia person. He passes me the phone. He's like, what kind of music you want to hear? I'm like, what type of club is this? What type of, I'm not the DJ, sir. I'm about to go into a major surgery and you asked me what kind of music I want to hear, but I go along with it. So I'm like, I was kind of irritated because I really just wanted to like go in there and just get the process rolling. And I understand, you know, the nurses and stuff, they want to make you feel comfortable and everything like that. But at the point, I was just like, can we hurry this up? Like, I don't even want to listen to music. Just get my baby out. But so I'm like, I don't really know, just put anything on. So he's like, no, he passes me the phone. He's like, put something on. So I'm like, Lordy. But I'm just looking at the phone like, and he could tell by my face that I really didn't know what to put on. I really didn't care what kind of music was on. Like, that was the least of my worries. So he takes the phone back and he's like, what kind of music do you like to listen to? And I was like, let's put on something soothing, something, you know, with the vibes. I was like, just play some R&B. So he goes upstairs, he's like, play, he was like, what era? I said, just 90s, play 90s R&B. So he tells Sari, play 90s R&B. And I ain't gonna lie, the playlist was fire. When I tell you the nurses was in there singing while they was cutting me open, Rob was singing like, it was low-key a vibe in there. I ain't even gonna lie. So at that point, Rob didn't come in right away. Once they rolled me back there, they had him get dressed, put on the scrubs and everything like that. So by the time he got back there, they had already did the spine tap and I was already like laying on the bed with my arms stretched out. So he comes over and I'm like, I was like, you like the music? I picked out the playlist. So he's like, yeah, it's fire. So everybody was in there vibing. So we get to the actual C-section. The spine tap, let me back up a little bit. The spine tap wasn't that bad. It literally was just like little needles just going down your spine. Again, I'm over here arching my back. He's like rounded and I'm like, what the hell is around your back? So he like literally had to like, he was like, round your back, like round it. So after about 10-15 minutes of me trying to figure out how not to do an arch, we finally was able to do the spine tap. I did jump a little bit, and he was like, oh, you can't do that, you know, you have to sit still. So wound up doing the spine tap. Get to the C-section. Everything with the C-section went good. You know, I didn't feel anything. I just felt a lot of pressure and a lot of me like going back and forth and them like cutting and pulling her out, tugging her out. So once she got here, they lowered the little sheet and it was like, look at her, you can look at her, and then they told Rob to take pictures. So they lowered the sheet, he took pictures. I was able to see a little bit, but he wound up turning his phone to me and showing me the pictures so I could see her. So they took her out, and when she first came out, she had a little bit of breathing problems just because, again, it was a C-section, so she didn't go through, I didn't go through like the normal labor of contractions and everything like that. So baby girl wasn't prepared. They literally pulled her out and was like, it's your birthday, welcome to the world. And she was just like, what the heck is going on? So she had to, they had to help her with her breathing a little bit, but after like a few minutes, she finally, caught on and everything like that. So that was good. They weighed her. She weighed 7 pounds even. She was about 19 inches long, and I had her at 3:38 p.m. on April 13th. So after my C-section, you know, they're sewing me back up. They didn't pass me her because they were like checking her, and she had the breathing thing, so they was making sure that that was good to go. So I didn't get her until I got back to the prep room, and that's when I had her. They had me try to breastfeed her. She did latch on, and she latched on for a good minute. Like, she was on me for about 15 to 20 minutes. So she latched on really quick, which was good. And everything went good. She was beautiful, and I was just like, okay. I didn't cry. Me or Rob didn't cry. I think we was more so like excited for her to be here. We was just ready for her to be here. We was just really happy and really excited. So the C-section went really good. So after my C-section, I was in the prep room for an extra like maybe 2 hours because I couldn't feel my feet, my legs, nothing for a good little minute. The nurses kept coming back. You feel this? No. Like, I really was scared because I'm like, why am I not gaining feeling back in my feet and my legs? What the heck is going on? But after a while, I finally was able to wiggle my toes, feel my legs and everything like that. So they wind up taking me to my room. At this time, my mom is here. So it's my mom, Rob, and it's me. We're all in the room. We're looking at Robin, you know, we're just so excited, so happy. And at this time, it's like nighttime, so I'm getting hungry. So I'm like, I need to eat something. So my mom ended up getting us some Jamaican food. We all had oxtails and rice and peas and cabbage. And I probably ate like maybe 2 oxtails before everything, you know, took a turn. Everything took a turn. So my mom brought us Jamaican food, and she went back to our house because, like I said, we stay right up the street from the hospital. So she dropped off our food, and she went to our house to go to sleep because she had just got off of work and everything like that, and she was tired. By this time, it's about 11 o'clock, maybe almost 12 o'clock. So I was trying to get Robin to latch onto me at the time where everything started to take a turn. So I was having a little bit of trouble, so I called the nurse in for her to help me. So we're both trying to, you know, get her to latch on, and all of a sudden I feel like a burst of something down there. And when I tell y'all, it bursted and it kept going. The way I can explain it, and the way I have been explaining it, is it felt like the fire hydrant. What is that thing outside called? What is that thing like in New York, and people in the summertime, they either run into it or they find a way to pop it, and it just, the water go everywhere, and it keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. Is it a fire hydrant? I just put up a video really quick. Y'all see this fire hydrant? That's how it was. That's literally how it felt. So as I'm holding Robin to latch her on, I'm like, I'm leaking. And the nurse is like, huh? I said, I'm leaking something down there and it's bad. So she gets Robin. She passes Robin to Rob. So Rob is holding Robin and he's like off in the corner. And she pulls down, because I had like sheets and stuff on me. She pulls down the sheets and stuff. And I look at Rob and I see his face. He's like, and I was just like, oh my gosh, what is going on? So she's like, you could tell, like the nurses I had, they were really good, especially her, because you could tell she was like, oh my gosh. But because I seen her face expression at first, and then she was just like, okay, you know, it's okay. I'm gonna call some people. She said a bunch of people are about to rush into the room, but everything is gonna be okay. I said, oh my gosh, what the heck is going on? And when I tell you, it's just going and going and going and going. And Rob faces, she's holding Robin and he's like, so, and it was blood, y'all. I was losing so much blood. So the nurse, she gets on the phone. She's like, yeah, I have a patient in here. She's bleeding really bad. Da, da, da. So like she said, people came rushing inside. It went from the nurse, Rob, and me in the room to like 10, 15 people in the room. All like, okay, we need to do this, da, 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 da. So they wound up doing an ultrasound. They said, we think you have blood clots on your uterus. So we just want to do an ultrasound real quick to check to see exactly what's going on. So that's what they did. I don't remember if I think they just did the ultrasound like on your stomach. And they were like, yeah, she needs to go to surgery right away. So I wound up having like a huge blood clot on my, I think I had 2 big blood clots on my ovary. One had popped already, which was everything that was coming out, and they had to remove the other one. So they're like panicking, they're packing stuff up. They're like, okay, we're about to roll you back downstairs because you have to go through another surgery. And I'm like, excuse me, I have to do what? So they're like, you just had the spine tap. Usually with this surgery, you know, we give you an epidural, but being that you just had the spine tap, we don't want to give you another epidural in your back because you're recovering from the spine tap from earlier. So they said, we're gonna have to put you to sleep. When they said that, when they told me I was gonna have to be put to sleep, I was like, excuse me, huh? Y'all, I've never in my life had no major surgery. I never in my life had to be put to sleep. None of that. So I've always been scared of being put to sleep because, you know, you hear stories of people not waking up, and just the thought of you like being awake 1 second and then waking up and you've already gone through surgery and it seemed to you like seconds, like that whole process is scary as heck to me. So again, I'm like, what the heck? So within like 5 minutes, I'm downstairs. So I literally have 5 minutes to mentally prepare myself. I told Rob, I'm like, call my grandma. And he was like, what you want me to say? I said, tell her to pray. Like, tell her to just pray. So he's calling my grandma. He's calling my mom, telling, you know, letting them know everything that's going on. My mom was like, you want me to come back up there? And I just told her no, because I was literally going into surgery within the next 5 minutes. So I was like, we'll just call you when I get out of surgery. Just, you know, just pray, relax, and I'll call you when I get out of surgery. So we go downstairs. I was in surgery within like 10 minutes of once I felt the gushing. Everything happened so quick, so quick. So they literally rolled me into the surgery room. I'm back there once again, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. So they're telling me that I'm losing a lot of blood. And at this point, I was feeling like a little sleepy. I don't know if I was about to pass out because I lost so much blood. I don't know. But I just remember feeling sleepy and drained. And we get downstairs and they're like, okay, we're going to put you. They start asking me questions. What's today? You know, what time is it? Da, da, da. And the last thing I remember is they said, we're going to give you some oxygen. So they put the thing on my face and they're like, I don't even remember, like it literally was like a movie. I just see like 3 people hovering over me, putting the oxygen thing on me. They asked me something and then I woke up and I was back in the prep room and I looked over and Rob was there. And again, that the whole process was just crazy. I was like fine 1 minute, and then the next minute, like, I don't know if that was something they could have seen earlier and prevented. I don't know if it's something that happened when I was in my C-section. Like, I don't know how that happened. They told me that it's natural. Some women just get blood clots on their ovaries after a C-section and they have to do the surgery to remove it, whatever the case may be. But yeah, I remember them putting the oxygen tank over me, asking me something, I don't know, and then I woke up to them reeling me into the prep area, and I seen Rob, and I'm just like, and I looked over to him. The first thing I asked is, did everything go okay? Oh, and he's like, yeah, everything went good. Well, I guess they told him that everything went good before they rolled me back. And I'm like, okay, where's Robin? They ended up putting Robin in the nursery. And at this time, it's about maybe like 3 o'clock in the morning, I want to say. Maybe like 3 o'clock in the morning. But being that they put me to sleep, I was so drowsy. So I sat there, and I remember after asking, like, did everything go okay? Is Robin okay? Where's she at? After I just knew everything was okay, I went back to sleep. I knocked out. Woke up again, and they were just telling me that I had to sit there for a few more hours, and they had to check everything just to make sure that the blood clots didn't come back, because they didn't want to take me upstairs. And then the same thing happened, and they have to bring me back downstairs to do another surgery or whatever the case may be. So I sat downstairs in the prep room for a good minute. My surgery, they did my surgery a little after 12 o'clock. We did not get back up to our room until 8 a.m. So for 8 hours, I was in surgery and in the prep room, because they was checking on me, making sure everything was okay. So they ended up removing the blood clots successfully. Everything went good. I stayed in the prep area. They monitored me for a few more hours. Everything seemed to be okay. So we get back to the room, and at this point, I'm just like, I've been through 2 surgeries within the past, let me see, I got to the hospital around 9 a.m. We got back up to the room around 8 a.m. So for the past 12, is that 12 hours? At this point, I was tired of, one, sitting down. My body just felt like I needed to get up. So when we got back to the room, I remember asking the nurse, because they wanted me to like lay down and sit down again. And I'm like, no, I need to get up and walk around. Like, I need to move my body. I remember telling the nurse, like, no, I need to get up and walk. So they're like, okay, well, let me call a nurse in here to help you up. And I'm like, because I felt okay. I felt fine. So they come in there, they get me up. I'm walking around, and I just remember being like, oh my gosh, my body, it hurts. But this getting up out the bed feels so good. Like, and I just had the C-section and everything too, so like I said, my body was sore, but I got up, walked around. I ended up taking a shower. But that's where in the vlog I was telling you guys that, you know, I went through some things. I had to get another surgery, and I was going to do a sit down video, which is what I'm doing now. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened. What happened. I had to end up staying in the hospital an extra day. They wanted to make sure that everything was good, make sure that the blood clots didn't come back and everything like that. So the day that I had to leave to come home, they gave me this shot in my stomach, and that don't hurt so freaking bad. Gave me the shot in my stomach, and then they said, you're gonna have to do this when you get home for 10 days. I said, excuse me, what? Excuse me, huh? You want me to take this needle and stick it in my stomach every day for 10 days? I said, I can't. I literally told the nurse, I said, I can't. Huh? What is this for? So basically, they were blood thinners, and being that I had the blood clots or whatever, and I had the second surgery, I had to give myself blood thinners to make sure that the blood clots didn't come back. So I'm telling the nurse, I said, I can't do this every day. I said, is there a substitute? Is there a pill I can take? Is there something I can drink? Is there anything else I can possibly do on this earth besides sticking this needle in my stomach? So she said, well, let me check with the doctors and see what they say. So I said, please. So she ended up going to go talk to some people. She came back and she was like, I'm sorry, but this is the only option. Jesus. No, Jesus, I can't. So y'all, when I tell y'all, that probably was like the worst thing. I didn't even do it. I had Rob do it for me because I honestly couldn't. I wasn't gonna do it myself. I had to get somebody else to do it. So you literally had to alternate from side to side. So when I was in the hospital, the first day they did it on this side. So the next day at home, we had to do it on this side. The next day I had to do it on that side, on that side, on that side, until the 10 days was up. So you literally had to take your stomach. I had to take my stomach. I had to get alcohol and put it on the area, squeeze my stomach, and he had to get this long needle, stick it in my stomach, push the medicine through, and then pull it out for 10 days. When I tell y'all, that was the worst 10 days of my life. The worst 10 days of my life. But other than that, that's pretty much how I spent my birthday. That's how my labor and delivery story went. Robin will be 3 weeks tomorrow. I'll be 3 weeks postpartum and everything is going pretty good. So y'all stay tuned for my next vlog, which is coming out next week. Make sure y'all stay tuned for that. And yeah, thank you guys for sitting down with me and listening to my labor and delivery story. Thank you guys, like always, for rocking with your girl. I do upload a video every Sunday. So if you're new here, hi. I have to start doing that in the beginning of the video. If you're new here, hi. Make sure you guys are liking, commenting, and subscribing to my YouTube channel. Robin is here, so the baby content is gonna be coming. It's coming. The baby content is coming. It's coming. And if it's any videos y'all want me to do with her or anything like that, y'all just, again, leave some comments below. Let me know what kind of videos you want to see, what kind of baby content you want to see. And yeah, let's get into some things. Thank you guys for watching this video. And I will see you guys next week in my next vlog, okay? Bye.